Hey guys, my name is JJ Sanchez, and for my speaking assignment 5, I decided to follow up on my discussion board 6, which was a TED Talk with featuring Sir Ken Robinson, and he was talking about the topic "Do schools kill creativity?" And one of the main points in that speech was the idea of education versus our education system. Um, One website that I had found that really opened my mind was Successful Dropouts. It was this other website that like a forum that was talking about some of the most successful dropouts right now in our country, and three of the top ones were Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and Mark Zuckerberg that dropped out of college. And of course, they're the founders of Microsoft, Apple, and Facebook. So I don't know, it just really opened my mind to think that in the speech, Robinson was talking about the younger generations and their futures and how a creative mind versus a educated mind really differs and based on their background and like things like that. So um, one example that he gave was about a girl that was in. She had this the attention deficit ADHD, but instead of being taken in and evaluated for that, the doctor ended up just leaving her inside a room, turning on the radio for a couple minutes and seeing what she would do, and having like that type of jittery, like always having like to be moving to think. She ends up getting up after a couple of minutes and starts dancing, and just like starts doing whatever she can. So with that, her mom ends up taking her to a dance school and like all this other stuff, and she ends up creating a program later on, and it ends up she makes this whole way to become a multi-millionaire, as opposed to anyone else nowadays. They would just say like, oh, she has this jittery like condition, um, write it as ADHD, and then just give her a prescription. So that really opened my mind to think like how that's just one example, not involving schools really, but just how creativity is killed nowadays. In our school system, you always see like people making fun of like the whole oh, I want to like become, I'm gonna get signed or like for singing, rapping, whatever it may be. But it's the creative look on life that they have that really makes them want to be motivated to that point. Um, for example, you could say any person that like has that type of motivation, they're gonna go out for it. They're gonna go all out to try and get signed. I don't know, like practicing every now and then. You don't really know like the background information on that student. That's what's so weird nowadays is that like shady backgrounds with these kids are what really motivate them to do what they want to do later on in life. It's not about the money. It's not about whatever else. Like the like it in a way it is supporting a family and all that later on, but getting money and always thinking just to get money is not going to lead you anywhere and like to find happiness later on in life. Uh, One thing that I had saw in another speech was it's better to live a short life doing the things you want to do than a long life spent in a miserable way. So really, I thought about like you always have those blank moments and daydreams when you're there at school, and just thinking about what your future really does want to be. And um, you always see like you're there at school and you just think like, oh, okay, like finding x and like all these other equations in calculus or whatever mathematics course you're taking, is this really necessary? Little things like that, it sparks your mind to think that there's more out there, and like you always have that creativity side to you that could lead you further and get you where you want to go in life. So really, that was all it was really about. Schools nowadays, I guess they just have like, of course you learn your mathematics and stuff going through junior high and then the first parts of high school, but then after that it's really based on what you want to do in life. So in a way it kills creativity, but the way I see it, we all have that motivation in us. So that's how I'll leave it at that. So take care, guys, and we'll talk to y'all later.